Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Double XP. I'm your host, Logan Miles, and I'm joined by my co-host here, Danny Flores. Danny, how's it going, man?
It's going great.
It's been a couple weeks since we've gathered.
Yeah, just a couple.
Yeah.
Just a couple 100 weeks.
We've both been busy. I've been busy. What's new with you? Anything?
I've actually made a big step in my life.
How's that?
Um,
Good one or bad one?
It might be good.
Yeah.
I finally decided to quit League of Legends for a while.
So how long is a while though?
Maybe like a couple months.
Is there a reason for it?
Yeah. I just do it too much. I can't stop. I can't stop playing League of Legends. I can't. I'm like, I want to play that other game, and it just like, as soon as I get home, I just want to play League. That's it. I just want to go on there, start kicking ass, and then I get my ass kicked. But that's a different story.
That's also preface. That's not the reason why it's been a couple weeks since our last podcast. There's just been a number of scheduling things.
I have not just been getting my ass kicked for the last couple weeks, except I kind of have. But, the meta's always changing. No, I did. I want to quit, or I am quitting. I finally, I literally went through the trouble because I'm so addicted to that game that I had to just box up my PC and put it in the closet.
Okay. You know what this is like, right? This is like we're bakers working at a bakery, and you're just like, I don't want to eat any donuts anymore. And we're like, you're breaking my heart, Danny. Like, I don't know how to take this. This is kind of. So, what game are you gonna replace your addiction to League of Legends with?
Well, I only really get super addicted to multiplayer games, so I don't really think if it's a single player game, then I kind of get. I get bored after an hour or two of playing. Because it doesn't that competitive edge is what keeps me wanting to. I do have Witcher.
Well,
I'm not gonna get anywhere. I'm gonna get a 0.1% done every hour.
No, next week I want you to sit and be like, hey, how's it going, Dan? Well, I've decided to quit Witcher 3. I've played enough time, and I'm like,
I've beat it three times since we were last year.
That's actually a really good way of of knowing you're done with a game. You know how people when they replay value, when you feel like you have to go to rehab to end a game, then it's like, you know what? Then that is enough. So we move on until we get to the next.
Well,
point.
Dude, it wasn't even that I was playing League so much that when I wasn't playing League, I was watching videos of people playing League. So it was all the time. It was constant.
Well, that's okay though. I mean, I sometimes I'll watch a lot of you know what I watch? Really weird videos I watch on the internet. I'll watch videos of guys building PCs and being like, oh, wow, we're going to use Intel Optane today. Oh, you know what? Instead of 3200 RAM, let's go with 3600 overclock. How about that? And then they just nerd out. I watch that shit all the time.
Yeah, but you're not literally building and watching PCs 24/7.
No, I'm not. But I know I'm being very facetious, and I'm just like, but, if you do seriously think that it's you wanna get more time back. I respect that.
Yeah, maybe I'll finally be able to beat Shenmue. That's the whole thing. I want to beat Shenmue 1 through 3. I have Shenmue 3, and everybody has things they're talking shit about it. But whatever. I love the first two. I want to play the third one, and I'm never gonna play them if I keep playing League. I won't even show up to my daughter's wedding.
It'll be 2030. I'm like, yo, hey, you into that new Oculus 4, dude? And you're like, no, man, I'm still on that Shenmue, man. I can't. I'm fucking addicted to it. I'm like, damn. You gotta respect the hustle at that. Speaking of, you know what? I've never done the Shenmue games, but eventually I foresee that I probably will get into them eventually because what happened in the last week for me is we just got back from a trip up to the Pacific Northwest, and I've noticed that, man, when I start seeing small video game stores, not GameStop, by the way, but random one-off. There was this one place called Sunken Treasures in Richland, and it was a anime, manga, video game. But then it's got Dreamcast. It got old Xbox games. I bought a couple old Xbox games and an original Xbox controller S because I've had that. Oh, old
good.
console.
I thought you bought the Duke. I was like, you're freaking crazy, man.
Well, they didn't have any because it's like I don't think those even exist anymore. I think they were all thrown in
they're recalled
trash heap in Arizona. But I've noticed is that being a gamer kind of means in a couple decades I'm naturally gonna be like an American picker, because I noticed now, like when I walked by and I saw like some of these older consoles, I saw a Dreamcast for like $99. I was like, I immediately wanted to start haggling with this lady and like put it, and I feel like that's gonna be me, American pickers. I feel like that retro. I never wanted to collect retro games. I've always been like, oh, emulators are fine, but just something about having that old Xbox and then those old games and stuff like that, sparked something in me. So
just taking up space in your room.
Yeah, that was my souvenir. So I would love to hook up another more. I'd love to hook it up to the screen. Maybe we could do I bought a couple games. Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, which was the Xbox release. The original Splinter Cell.
Ooh.
And then True Crime Streets of LA. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a game that right after Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, and everyone started in Scarface, all these different like spin-offs. That game was awesome because not only did it have bullet time, it had kung fu, and it also had 240 square miles of LA streets mapped exactly, which pretty much ends up being pretty much all of West LA and like Santa Monica basically to downtown, that like strip above Inglewood. That was pretty much all it was. It wasn't the whole LA area, but it was still really, really cool.
It was enough. It was as much as the Xbox could handle.
Yeah, exactly. But like it was really, really fun, getting stuck on like La Cienega Boulevard and actually being low, it's La Cienega and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. But then
realistic
then also,
traffic.
But then going on a mass shooting in traffic, you're like, this is a little too real. But anyway, enough about that. I always gotta go
talk about that. We're moving on now.
I mentioned mass shootings again. Another thing that I've been going into.
We should start like a swear jar for mass shootings for you. Or like anytime you mention it, you owe me $5, and that'd be tight.
You know what?
I'd have like a lot of
that would actually that would get me to stop incorporating.
Yeah, you have my Venmo.
A mass shooting into the comedic premises that come out of my head.
Yeah.
Guy
walks into a bar.
I feel like like the other day, like in my comedy book, I literally just wrote taking a shit during a school shooting, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? I don't know why I write that stuff down, but just for some reason, when you think about it, that actually would be the safest place, though. They would never check in there. Like, who was going to be like, Anyway, I'll probably cut that part of the podcast out.
No, we gotta have to bask in that.
I gotta put $10.
You gotta bask in that. You gotta learn your lesson.
Well, like, how about if I crack a mass shooting joke that doesn't hit, I have to pay $10.
Yeah.
But what if I crack a mass shooting joke that does hit?
Then you
can I take money out?
You only pay $5.
What if I go there and it actually is worth it? Or is that the point? It's never worth it.
You have to write all of those jokes down in your notebook just so they get out of your system, and you just like.
That's it. That's what these are. Yeah. These mass shooting jokes are kind of like in Harry Potter when Dumbledore has like those memories that he pulls out of his head. He has to get rid of them.
I'm keeping this going because I almost have like a couple Blu-rays that I've been wanting to buy. You're gonna fund my Blu-ray collection.
But anyway,
is that an old man thing now? Blu-rays are Blu-rays still the shit? I usually have like a digital archive now with like on Apple TV, but whatever.
I know that they sell the Ultra 4K on Blu-rays now, but like they're so expensive every movie. It's
like $50 just like a video game.
Dude, if you're getting Netflix 4K streaming or some Amazon Prime is 4K, I mean, actually.
He is rummaging under the couch.
My
for
Blu-ray,
stuff.
no, my Blu-ray player is right there. Literally, I'm not even using it anymore, and it's on the desk. I thought it was under the. I was gonna pull it out and go.
Why'd you buy a Blu-ray player? You've
dramatically.
had a PS3 and a PS4 forever.
Well, no, that one's a 4K one. Most of the other Blu-rays, like the splintering of Blu-rays and capabilities of Blu-rays and HDMI versions, version 1 to version 2.1 and stuff like that now, it's a nightmare. So that Blu-ray is the one that can actually play 4K Blu-rays, where other Blu-rays can only play 1080p Blu-rays.
Wait, so can a PS4 only play 1080p ones unless you have like the
I think the
Pro?
PS4 Pro, yeah, because
the
regular
I got the
PS
Pro.
Yeah,
I got the Pro.
because the I don't actually know. Maybe. I mean, I would assume because it does the regular Blu-ray, the regular PS3 or PS4, it doesn't even. God, I'm showing my age. What generation are we in? But the PlayStation normally only outputs to 1080p until you get that PS4 Pro.
Hell yeah.
You know what?
Outputting everywhere.
You know what else that I got into when I was up in the Northwest? I've been getting a lot into arcade bars.
You know what? For those of you that don't know, I don't know if we mentioned it,
Oh
but
yeah.
Logan just got back from a stand-up comedy tour up north, which was what?
So
Pacific Northwest,
me and Eric
Northern
Escobar,
California.
Eric, our last guest, on I keep wanting to say
Episode
last
7.
week, but just our last episode. We went on a short little run up north to Portland, to Seattle, to Richland, to Joker's Comedy Club, and there we opened for Monica Nevi, and then when we went to Seattle, we were on Monica Nevi and Mike Coletta's podcast, Hug Life. I'd like to plug that. Really cool group of folks up there. Nice to meet them and stuff like that.
I would like you guys to know I wasn't invited to any of this.
No, he wasn't. It's complicated. It's just we didn't have enough room in the car, and I felt bad having him on the roof. I was just like,
they said no
time.
Extra baggage.
No, next time. So we this whole time that we were going up in the Northwest, this was basically we drove up in one day to Portland, from LA to Portland, and then every night we just put in a couple hours from Portland, then we get to Richland, and then we were in Richland for a couple of days, and then we drove back to Portland, up to Seattle, and then around Seattle for a bit, and then drove all the way down to LA in one leg. And that's something I'm never going to do ever.
How many hours of driving do you think you put in?
It's at least 18 from Seattle straight to LA. So 18 up and back, they're at least 30 something hours, but we went to Richmond too, probably at least like 30 or 40 hours of driving. I mean, it was about 8 days total of running around, but it was such a fun experience and stuff. But it definitely made me realize the driving experience is, man, like the whole time we were there, I was like, you know what, I'm going to bring my laptop. We're going to play video games. I don't think I played a single video game that whole trip. And it was just, you know, it was busy and hectic, but it was still super enjoyable. But the whole time we were on this, bouncing from city to city, every time we wanted to go chill at some place before a show or something, we always went to arcade bars. And I was never really into, I mean, arcade's fun. I mean, I was a Chuck E. Cheese kid, Mr. Getty's kid, Seabase.
Do you have a family fun center?
Didn't have a family fun center, no. But they're all pretty much the same. They had like a ball pit, a cool arena, and then they had a couple games.
Yeah, freaking go-karts.
Some are tickets, and then some are, you know, and some bars, I've noticed like when we were at the casino, they had this like gaming area, and it was a ticketing gaming area. We had to put, you know, money on a card, and that wasn't fun. But then there are some of these bars where it's just you walk in, $20, get $20 in coins, and then you're just walking around, just like rubbing your hands, like, okay, what kind of damage I can do? And let me tell you, like pinball machines, I never really was a big fan of pinball machines, but now I love pinball
Really?
machines.
I can't get into
Really?
pinball. Yeah.
I just love how like maybe like as a kid I really liked the more the digital, but now the older I get, the more that I appreciate. I'm turning into my father. I appreciate the old handcrafted American experience. Like it's really cool because some of them, you know, they're pretty ordinary, and then some of them they have the craziest sort of things, like a snake head pops out and then shoots out another ball, and then you got 3 balls bouncing around, and you got other like some of them are really crazy.
You just have like some random like woman's voice that's just like, "Oh baby," like that's,
and you're looking around.
You're like, "Is that a high score times 6 times 7?"
Who's seeing me play this right now? You know, no, there definitely was like Like there is like I think there was in one of the bars there was like a Playboy one, and it was like in the corner. But then the one that I really got addicted to was the Pirates of the Caribbean one, because every time you got like a triple ball score, they would hit that pirate music, and you're sitting there just like, like I felt like a 5-year-old kid, and people were like complaining about me and stuff like that. What's up with that guy, But I don't know if this was something like if this was something that was of interest. But I'd love to, like, whenever we do find a really cool bar, maybe name drop it on the in the future. Maybe name drop it on the podcast and maybe compile a list. I don't want to do the previous ones that I hit up in the Pacific Northwest.
Wow.
But maybe starting a new list because...
So they just inspire you and you ditch them and you leave them behind?
No. But, when I go back up there again, I'd love to maybe create like a criteria review because like some of them, they just have a couple, like for example, Fourth Horseman is a bar down here in Long Beach. Great bar, great pizza, really cool like vibe atmosphere there. And they probably have maybe 4 pinball machines. It's cool. It's not a crate.
They have Street Fighter, don't they?
They do, yeah.
They have
some of
Street
those.
Fighter.
So, if you want to play a game, it's cool, but
dope. Street Fighter 2, I believe, right?
Or what I loved is
or
how
is it Mortal Kombat?
They always they had that era where they kept doing spin-off after spin-off, like Street Fighter Ultra 2X, and then like Street Fighter Ultra 2X squared, and then Street Fighter all these
Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2.
All that's exactly what I was doing. The Mega
Street
Man.
Street Fighter Third Strike, Street Fighter.
Then Street Fighter versus Marvel versus Street Fighter, then Marvel versus Capcom, and then Marvel versus, and then Injustice. All these different ones, but
X-Men versus Injustice.
That was actually really cool. And anytime you have the Wolverine, that's cool, man.
Wolverine's tight. Yeah, Marvel versus Capcom got pretty wild.
But one thing I noticed is that like compared to Fourth Horseman, where there's only a couple pinball machines, at like this one that we went up to in Portland, which shall remain nameless because I can't remember the name of it. It had like
he does his research.
Yeah, guys, I love sitting. Yeah, go to this cool bar, guys, that I didn't do my homework on. But when we were in there, like at least 50, 55 different machines and stuff like that, and most of them were taken care of. Like how if you go to an old shooter, like there's burn in on the screen and it doesn't. It's like they don't even take care of these machines. That was one that was pretty taken care of. So. I don't know. I feel like if I do come across a cool gaming bar, I'm gonna take a note of it, maybe write some things down, maybe review it, maybe review the beer list, maybe the like another thing is that there are some arcades that the machines aren't taken care of and stuff like that. And it's cool that you can drink beer there, but if the gaming experience isn't enjoyable, then what's it for? And some places
for people to feel like they're fucking gamers, but they're not. They just having an IPA. And they're like, oh, yeah, I love Dig Dug. And then they don't even pass the first stage. And they're like, yeah, that was cool.
It's like, well, I would love a scenario where it's like, if you don't get a high score, I'm not going to fuck you. And you're like, oh, well, now it's on,
That's
not a health.
Cue the Pirates of the Caribbean music.
You got no idea who you're messing with. But
Captain Jack always gets in the sack.
Sea turtles, mate. But one thing I definitely learned is, man, that whole drive was so mind-numbing. I don't want to be bad because I know Eric's gonna listen to this and he's gonna hear it. He's like, what? He's gonna be, what the fuck?
Eric's
man?
our number one fan.
But no, the drive really sucked because like I was like falling asleep to it. And you listen to podcasts, you listen to music, man. After like 6 or 7 hours, you're like, there isn't really anything that's gonna keep me interested. But it reminded me, like remember our last episode when we were talking with Eric Escobar, we started riffing on creating different types of video games. One was like a pacifist video game, and then I had an idea of I would love to create a video game that you couldn't win, that you could it was just torture the people playing it. For some reason, I don't know, I was in a bad mood that day, and you can really tell based on just my attitude that
you're traveling with a dude?
Yeah. No, but like last week when we were talking about, like, I was in a bad mood and I was like, I would love to just hurt people with a video game. But anyway, so as I was thinking about these video games that are hard and stuff, I quickly learned that this concept of a video game that I wanted to make that is just torturing to the player, it's actually already been created. So let me grab my keyboard here.
Grab your keyboard.
So have you ever heard of the game called Desert Bus?
Nope, never.
So Desert Bus is a really, really cool, let me pull this bad boy up here. So Desert Bus, actually, let me move over to this one.
Hey, while you're moving a bunch of stuff, are you ready to open your next one?
Yes.
Because I'm ready.
I opened it, but I haven't actually sipped it.
We're being old men with some hard seltzer.
It's
you
keto,
opened
guys.
It?
I'll,
Wait.
I opened it.
All right, hang on. You're going to edit this in post because I'm having a really hard time. I just clipped my nails, all right? I'm tough. I
don't even clip my nails. I just eat them. That's how energy and
all right, that's
sufficient
all my
that
pants
I am.
now. I just for people not watching me open the can, that must be a little awkward. I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, it's on my pants now.
Oh my god.
Is this good?
I think it's pretty good. You can really taste the rosemary. My grandfather's looking down on me and is like, "What a fucking pussy that boy's become."
Dude, this I'm not gonna lie, dude. This I think it's the black cherry part of it, but it tastes like I'm
tastes like
drinking medicine.
Yeah.
You've just conned me into drinking medicine.
But don't
you're
you
like,
feel super healthy?
Booze. Dude, I do. I feel like
we're ready for the coronavirus.
Yeah, Corona won't even.
Oh yeah, dude.
Stop me right now. Yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, really, if you're drinking alcohol and you're like, this tastes like medicine, there's no guilt. Because like even if you're like addicted, if you just drink 6 or 7 of them, you're like, "Honey, it's medicine."
My dad used to call it daddy's medicine.
Anyway, moving on to Desert Bus. So Desert Bus was a game that actually was a mini game inside of a larger game called Penn and Teller's Smoke and Mirrors.
Whoa.
And this was a game that came out on Sega CD, but it actually was unreleased. It never ended up hitting the stores. And what Penn and Teller's Smoke and Mirrors was it was this pretty cool game that had a bunch of different mini games where the person playing the game could actually set it up, and there were some mini games that were kind of like magic tricks. Like if you've ever seen some of the tricks where like you think of a number and they show numbers on screen and stuff, and you move it around and then they find out what your number was. Some stuff was like that. But then there was one mini game called Desert Bus. And so Desert Bus, basically, we're going to skip the trial here on YouTube Premium. Desert Bus is pretty cool, and basically, we're going to play some gameplay right here. For people who are listening, basically the
full
gameplay
screen
is...
that bad boy.
Yeah, full screen, yeah. I don't want to see what all my suggested titles are. I'm a YouTuber.
All right, we're on the road right now,
so,
and Alex is our driver.
So the point of Desert Bus is that you're driving a city bus, basically,
okay.
And you're driving it from Tucson, Arizona, to Las Vegas, Nevada. Now the game is in real-time speed. You're driving it at 45 miles an hour, and it has the real distance from Tucson to Las Vegas, which takes 8 hours to beat. Another thing is, as you notice, there's this swerve. Something's wrong with the bus's alignment, so it slowly starts to veer, so you have to constantly keep recentering the bus.
Whoa.
And if the bus ever drifts off of the road, it stalls out, and you get towed all the way back to Tucson, and you got to start the drive over. So as you notice, you look at this video. This is an 8-hour-long video on YouTube. This is a full
Dude, this
walkthrough.
guy aced it.
So check this out. At hour, I think 4 or 5, a bug. Let's see. As we zoom in, it starts to the sun starts to set. Ooh, look at
nice.
those graphics.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. I think at about
strapping graphics.
four hours in, you have to drive at night.
Holy moly!
And you.
It's so dark.
So,
those are the shittiest little lights.
Yeah, and so if you do like end up like drifting off the highway, it tows you. And if you look at the very bottom, you actually do have a full working odometer there. I think there's about 4 hours of driving in the middle of the night, and then you start to make it in the sunrise. And
wow, dude!
And then you end up making it to Vegas.
It's so dark.
If you there's a little
the air freshener's popping off too.
Yeah, man. So here's the thing: is that when you make it to Vegas, you then are given a choice. You can either end the game, or you can choose to drive back to Tucson. And if you when you get to Vegas, you get 1 point. And then when you choose to drive back, if you make it all the way back to Tucson, you get another point. And then you just keep going. And the highest score is... this is essentially the myth of Sisyphus in a video game. And what Penn and Teller wanted to do was they wanted to have a contest that whoever had the highest score, they would actually put on a bus to Tucson, take him to Las Vegas, and then like put a bunch of showgirls on the bus as a congratulations for winning the game. But those plans never came to fruition. The coolest thing about Desert Bus is that this game is a game that came out in when did this come out? Oh, a long time ago. 1995. Is that, that's the era of reboots. So I am pleased to announce that there actually is a new modern version of Desert Bus in the VR. So if you have an Oculus Rift, you can set up a new modern version of the 8-hour drive from Tucson to Las Vegas.
I'm looking at it. It looks good. Someone's looking around.
Oh, notice one thing right here. So notice that little sticker right there that says Desert Bus for Hope. This is actually a really cool thing that the Desert Bus for Hope is actually a charity that happens every year where they actually have all these different people lining up to play a version of the game, and they keep, it's kind of like Thon for like Penn State, where it's just like a marathon, and they see how much money they raise every year. And it's, for the past 5 or 6 years, they've been getting $600,000-$700,000 for charity to do this. So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, so Desert Bus VR, if anyone is interested, came out in 2017 for the Oculus Rift and the Oculus Quest.
Wait, they even let you look all the way behind you?
Yeah, you can look
You're
behind
freaking crazy.
So,
you're going to drop the bus.
So this is a whole nother walkthrough. This is a 7-hour video that, the sun sets, and you can look around. I think it's multiplayer. So as you can see right here, this
people
guy
just chilling in the bus.
This guy was driving, and he actually drove it off of the road, and he's getting towed back, and he's been driving for about 5 hours.
No,
so he's got to go 5 hours all the way back.
Wait,
to Tucson.
Really? When you're getting towed,
it's
shows
real time.
You it?
There's no quick travel in this.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm serious. When this game is talking about torture,
even in the old version.
Yeah, the old version and the new version. Like, you can't fast forward. You can't. This is a real life.
My brain is destroyed right now.
So yeah, this guy's going backwards. He's just looking around. I mean, there's only some. I think these other heads. I think there might be multiplayer or.
Just people
I don't know
along for the ride.
But yeah,
like,
I mean, but look at this.
Ridiculing their friend. They're like, "Oh, you ruined it. We're getting towed back, dummy."
Check this out though. The game is getting 100% of 24 user reviews in the last 30 days are positive.
24.
This game is killing it, man. I mean, most helpful reviews. This game made me have sex the next day. That's what I love, and I love it. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Recommended. 7.8 hours on record. This guy actually, holy shit, look at this. This guy was playing for 166 hours.
He still hasn't beat it.
108 hours at 108 hours of review time. It is what it is, and I love it. You know what? You keep doing you, Didymus. You keep doing you, man.
Didymus.
Yeah. So.
Wow. What about the last guy? Did he say anything cool?
He just said why.
But he recommended it. Why?
He did, yeah, and he recommended it after 15 hours.
Give me a negative review.
So
let's see what this person said.
Okay, hold on.
Go
filter.
down. Wait, I see it. There's one on there.
Wait, how do we review type negative?
Negative.
Only 77. Almost 1/10 of the reviews are negative. I'm not sure if I can try. This game is great, but the bugs make it hard to play sometimes. After I've driven 6 hours and 10 minutes, the ground started disappearing beneath me, and at 7 hours and 50 minutes, the game just closed.
He got towed.
Sometimes
life closes on you, bud. You're driving to Vegas. And you get, life just says, hey, game over. Dude, wait. So,
I guess. Okay, so apparently you get an achievement in this game, and there are some people that got this. There's 15 different achievements.
Wait, when he said this game has bugs, I was thinking of the bug splatter. I was like, yeah, it's got bugs. What the fuck are you talking about?
Family vacation. Now that's just silly. 240 hours well spent. Oh my god.
1% of people got it.
Nice trick. Now make it back. You did it.
What's family vacation?
Okay, how much money?
It doesn't tell you, huh? I'm assuming you have like a bus full of friends when you make it to and from. Wow, dude.
So how much money would you have to be paid to do this? Like if someone said, Danny, play this, do it for 8 hours and beat it.
I think what would be fun is to have a party, right? And we're all drinking, and we all take
VRs
turns
on.
No, we all take turns driving. So like we clock in shifts and make sure we don't crash in the middle, just passing it on.
Where's the fun though?
Oh, the fun!
I forgot about that.
The fun is looking at the idiot wasting his time driving for an hour,
just doing this,
and we're all having a good time at the party.
We just left. We just went to the bar. We just left Frankie at home. We didn't tell him that his time was up, and he's
yeah.
Hey guys, ready? Wait, you guys. You know, he says,
we told them it's quiet time. We left.
Oh man.
I got a baby monitor. If he says, "Hey guys, you see that? It's quiet time." I said it's quiet time.
I'm trying to rest. If I'm gonna get the next leg, I gotta get some sleep. But anyway,
that game looks amazing, dude.
I no really like. I might download it for the Quest, really, just to see what it's like.
I want to see you stream it.
Yeah, do an 8-hour full stream.
Let's see how far we could go without messing up, dude. We'll do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a double XP. I'm gonna come here early on a Sunday, and we're gonna see if we can make it to fucking Vegas.
Oh,
are you down? I'm down.
See, I don't know if I could do the Tucson to Vegas, but
and everybody,
if they could do the Los Angeles to Vegas, that'd be sick. Because like. When you get to Barstow and you see like all the dead bodies, you're like, oh, it kind of keeps it interesting. But yeah, the Tucson, Arizona, that is just a straight line, man. I'm not.
No, we'll do it. We'll get snacks.
Do you know what I would love to see? And now that I think about this is genius. I would love to create an Ice Road Truckers version of this, to where it's like you got to drive for 23 hours on ice, and if you get off, your truck sinks in the ice.
No, you know what we should do?
So awesome.
You know what we should do?
Awesome.
We should get a guest to play the game, and let's hype it up and be
like,
this game started.
It's like, you got 8 hours here. We got 8 hours of podcast we got to do.
No, don't even tell them it's 8 hours. Just let them drive
until they're like, okay, I'm done playing. You don't even say anything. Be like, okay, keep going. You're almost there, dude. You're almost a Flagstaff.
Which one of our friends do you think?
No, but see, no. Here's the thing, though. If we do that to any one of our friends, they're not gonna be our friend anymore. So it's like, okay, we'll
do one that we don't want anymore.
Yeah. Which one of our friends you don't want anymore? Let's just torture them.
All right. I was about to drop some names. Never mind. Yeah. Good thing I stopped.
Hey, don't worry, we can edit that in post, or this guy.
Let's share it. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. You say a name. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
John
Logan
Yavis.
Miles.
Damn it. Wow. You thought I was going to say Danny?
No, I thought we were just being honest.
Oh, hey, we also got to do a name drop for we've recently got an Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
So
we made an Instagram.
For everyone that's listening on Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, or Outlast FM.
I have no idea.
And then there's like all these other ones. If you're listening on any of those services, most of the time when we post content for this show, we've decided to create a double XP Instagram page where we will probably put some of our Let's Play videos, maybe some clips, maybe that one time that
I wanted to put the full video, but Instagram only lets me do 5-minute clips right now because we don't got enough followers.
We don't have enough followers.
But if you follow us, then later we can put like the whole thing on there, and you can take us with you while you're taking a shit. It'd be cool.
If you have any sick memes you want our reaction on, go ahead and send us. I think our DMs are open.
Yeah, they are. They are, but only for the sickest memes.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, I don't know if you have like really like porn and stuff you want to send us. Go ahead, Daniel. Look at it. I won't. I'm not into that
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm always open to checking it out.
But
Take
yeah.
a peep.
Hey, fan mail. If you have fan mail, if you have any issues, I know a guy one time he sent me a long message asking for the proper VHS S video converter to advice, and I was just like, I don't know if this is my forte, but I was like, you know what? Hey, I love the energy, dude, and I appreciate that he sent me a message, so I helped him out.
Logan likes tech. He loves tech.
So if you guys have any issues with that, or if you need help with port forwarding on your firewalls, go ahead and send me a message, man. On our XXP Instagram handle is.
Hey, do you want to go watch the Sonic movie that came out on Valentine's Day? How do you feel about that? I haven't even seen the trailer or anything. Let's watch the trailer real quick because I honestly. I don't even know what it's about. I hear like they try to like touch on like social issues, but like it's Sonic, so like chill out, dude.
God, they're Sonic.
I do think Ben Schwartz is very funny man. So
who's Ben Schwartz?
He's the guy. He's in Parks and Rec and all kinds of other stuff. House of Lies.
This is the new trailer.
Yeah.
And for some reason.
Oh, we can't hear it. Huh?
We can't hear it, but
you know what? I think I can fix that.
Oh yeah, turn that.
There we go. After my powers, so I came to yours.
People are after his powers, dude?
But that's okay. I am living my best life on Earth.
Oh.
Ow! Let the play Sonic. Let the bitches mount all.
Oh, they got the classic music in the background.
I can't with that guy. Uh-oh.
Man, dude, fixing his eyes really did a lot.
I'm not.
Why are you hiding out?
I'm not.
They're coming for me.
I didn't like the first trailer, but the fact that they have the music in it is like, whoa. That's like.
It's cool, right?
That's like shooting up heroin right now.
Good morning, my rural chum, Mr. Dr. Robotnik. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to tell me where it is.
Wait! Don't hurt him.
It's been a while since I've seen Jim Carrey in something, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, he's going on like a spiritual journey.
Is that guy Cyclops, by the way?
James Mads Martin.
That guy? Is that him?
Yeah,
the Cyclops.
Yeah, he's also in Westworld.
James
Marsden.
Dang, dude.
Whatever this creature is, I'm going to uncover the source of its power.
I wish they gave him a fat suit, though. You know?
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
the Dr. Robotnik I grew up with got some man titties. Man.
Yeah.
Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them.
We gotta lay low. Let me show you how it's done. So should we get out of here?
Yeah. I like that. That's a good bit.
Nailed it. Uh-oh. Here comes the boom. How are you not dead? I have no idea.
I honestly feel like this movie would be better in theaters. Like, we should go watch it in theaters. It's so, like, big, you know?
You know, I didn't see it since they revamped the look of it.
Car insurance, right?
Why would you throw your life away for this silly little alien?
Good time.
He's my friend.
Let's go.
He's my friend. This
Oh,
guy's a fucking loser.
This movie's just Paul,
And I'm using it
who's
to
fast.
protect my
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, but this one makes sense because, like, the guy obviously has no other friends, you know?
So, you're supposed to be Tom's best friend that he won't shut up about. Well, I don't see the appeal. That is very gross. Let's go.
He's
That's cute.
jealous.
Oh shoot! I was wondering what the hell's going
Oh,
on.
Battletoads
Battletoads are
background?
playing in the background.
Wow,
Like,
for those
oh.
of you who have been confused about
shoot.
the audio,
Yeah, sorry about that.
Battletoads was playing.
I was about to critique. I was like, you know, the trailer's a little noisy. I don't know where these gunfire's coming from, and you know.
I think I hear a big boot. I think is that Rash in the background? Is that him?
Oh man.
I know a good ration when I hear it. You know. What do you think? You think about seeing that?
You know, I might. You know, when they originally came out with that first design, and he looked kind of, he was in the uncanny valley, and it was kind of spooky. I was like, oh no, I had no interest in it. But I don't know, man. Jim Carrey,
They really saved it.
dude. If there was a video of Jim Carrey taking a shit on a sidewalk, I'd be like, yo, let's see how you might turn it into something really good.
This dude was in Liar Liar.
Yeah,
You
dude.
can't.
I mean, he would at least put some like emphasis, like a that kind of thing. It wouldn't just be a normal shit on the sidewalk.
Yeah. It'd be a
So
nice
you gotta
shit and
respect the master.
like if he was doing a school shooting.
No, you know what
Is
Jim
that what you wanted to
Carrey doing
say?
a school shooting.
Somebody stop me!
Seriously, somebody stop that guy.
The Mask.
No,
I was thinking about playing like a card game, honestly.
Oh my god, Gwent getting into.
I was thinking about playing. Well, I mean, League has their new card game, Legends of Runeterra or some shit like that. Or there's the Bethesda card game, right? They have their own
I'm
Scrolls
sorry,
one.
I don't understand
card games.
No, I understand card games. I totally understand card games. Like card games are actually great. Card games are fun. The card game that we played when we were at 3 Sweet Productions, and we played that with Dre and Eric Escobar.
Yeah, that was
cool. Super fun. I mean, I used to even play Pokemon. I used to even play Pokemon.
Yeah,
when
I
was a
played
kid.
Pokemon too.
I enjoyed it, but I just don't, for the life of me, I don't understand video game card games. I don't. I mean, in a way, I do. I get it. But at the same time, it's like for example, I saved up a lot of money to get a new RTX video card, and it's like, man, those cards are gonna look so fucking sick.
They do. They look fucking shiny as fuck.
Just
You're like, is every card in my deck holographic? Is that how this works? Holy shit!
There are some things that when people do them, I will never understand it. But I'm like, you know what, you do you. You know what? I understand
It's
that
strategy,
I don't
man. It's brain power.
Yeah, I don't have a monopoly on knowing everything that's good and everything that's bad and whatnot. I mean, people are different than me, and there are people who like different things. They're like the other day we were in the arcade bar, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try out some DDR, and I put 50 cents in, and I started playing DDR. After like 5 seconds, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm done playing DDR, and I'm not a DDR fan. I don't like playing DDR. But people,
did they give you an F? Did you lose the song?
I walked away. But when you walk away from a DDR game, you can't stop it. You have to like sneak away, and then people are like, "What? What's that loud sound? Oh, the DDR machine. Where is that guy?" I don't want to be the guy
the song's just playing,
sneaking out of the room because like, did you just leave an easy DDR game? And I'm like, yeah,
but
I did.
That's what's great about it, because the game like heckles you, right? Like when you're missing the stuff, they're like, "Oh," and they're like, "Oh, come on, you missed that."
Sorry.
Like, yeah.
It's like bad.
Show me your moves.
And all it is like duh, left, duh, and I'm just like screwing up, and I'm just like, no,
Yeah, I'm so stiff for those games.
Well, like another thing is like, I like especially the more VR game like Beat Saber. Like I played half of a Beat Saber game, and I'm just like, huh, that's cool. I miss buttons, like I just like I don't like burning like I used to listen to a lot more heavy metal music, like heavy stuff. Now, like when I headbang, I'm just like, oh, that's exhausting. And it's kind of the same thing with like VR games. It's just like, oh, I don't, or not just VR, but even DDR games,
you don't have to headbang. You can just listen to it.
Yeah, I know, but I have this in,
You're like, I know, but this bit would not work without that.
this fucking riff, you can't do that. It's like you can't say no to the riff, bro. But like there was this one game that we did play, and it wasn't even a game. Eric got this card. He's just like, yo, dude. Okay, first off, when we were at Joker's, they give us like a $25 like meal card.
What?
And we didn't even use it on food. We're just like, let's go get some games. But the problem is that some of the games
get some games. They have
like
games.
The arcade, like the same card that you swipe to get on like a roulette machine or something like those. It's the same card for all the arcade machines at the casino.
What?
And so, but the problem was that some of the games sucked. Like this one game, okay, and I felt bad because.
All right, let's talk about this sucky game.
Okay, I don't know what the name of it was. It was like called Tornado or something, but essentially, it was a simulator that you sit in, and you lean back, and there's a screen there, and you put in. It was like $1, a very expensive game. There's no controller, no buttons or anything. And once we pressed it, there was like 4 levels, and it was just a roller coaster ride. And it was just a roller coaster simulator, but it was a roller coaster simulator that was insane. Like, you're going through a mine, and then you're like on one track, and you do a flip and then a spin and stuff. And I'm just like,
so it's like a budget.
It was a really shitty like
Universal Studios,
but
right?
because it wasn't enclosed, it was wide open. Like I'm sitting there, just like I'm sitting like with you, looking at a TV.
That's
screen.
what I was watching you. You did that on your story, yeah.
And that was literally the lamest thing I've ever been in. And
so you paid extra money and played through all the levels? No,
we just did one.
Okay.
But we.
How was the mine shaft?
It was okay. I mean, it was like 30 seconds, but like the problem is that like if they go to simulate a drop, make it a nice little drop or something. They try to make it extreme. Like, here's a 6-fold, loop. It's like if someone rode that 6-fold loop, they would die.
Okay, all right. All-time favorite arcade game? Go.
Ooh. You know what? There is this one game that we were playing that was super, super awesome. Oh, I forget what the name of it was called. It was this racing game where it was just like Mario Kart. It was essentially Mario Kart, but you essentially had this huge crank. Not Crank Yankers. It was like a racing game.
Crank Yankers is a TV show.
Yeah, it was, but it had this game where it was like this big crank that as you're driving, you crank it, and that was basically you shooting or you launching, and every time you hit a power up, you hit that crank, and it shoots off like a missile or something. And it was a 2-person, and the one that we were playing at the casino, for some reason, either it was hard coded to slow you down in the beginning, or the game was just running slow. So sometimes when there was explosions, the game would like slow down, and you felt like you were Neo in the Matrix. It was really cool. I know it wasn't by design. It was something was broken with the machine. It was actually more enjoyable. And so,
like the frame rate would just drop.
The frame rate would drop, and and like as I'm driving, I'm just like I'm steering with so much precision because it's in slow motion, and like I'm hitting all of the power ups and just cranking it as I get it. And like I was getting first and stuff, and you get a free game, and it was. Forget the name of it though. Like I don't remember arcade game names.
Well, there was one that
Except
I
for
played.
Terminator.
There's one that I played that was awesome. That was like it was 4-player, and it was 4 cabinets like hooked up with each other, And at that point in time, it was only like the best way to get like a good first-person shooter or shooter feel would be keyboard and mouse, right?
Yeah.
Because that's like around the time when I found this game, was like around the time like Counter-Strike 1.5 was out, right? Like really
97, 98.
Early on, like this stuff was still barely coming about, and there was a game. It was called The Grid, and
I think I played that.
It felt like a 3D version of Smash TV. Do you remember Smash TV at all?
I do remember Smash
for the older
TV.
games. It felt like a video game version of like Total Recall.
Well, Smash TV was like Running Man, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, Running Man. That's what I meant. Yeah, Running Man, where like he was like in a gladiator kind of game, So it was like that. It was like an arena. It was a 3rd-person shooter. It was called The Grid, and there's like power-ups and weapons that you can grab all around the map. And it felt like American Gladiator. And the cool thing I liked is that they had like a joystick, like a pilot joystick, with buttons for shooting, and they had like a trackball, like a giant trackball that would be like the moving around.
Oh, like Golden Tee.
Yeah. You just and it was like the coolest controls for an arcade. And
I've
the fact
never
that they had
seen
4
that
of them to
before,
play against each other, I was like, this is like the future. And then it like died because Xbox came out with the best.
You know what? I may have played. I may have played something like that because, like I've never seen a big roller mouse as a control scheme for something that's not Golden Tee or like a runner game. Like one thing I've noticed in a lot of arcades, especially in the casino one, a lot of new ones like Dave and Buster's and Chuck E. Cheese and stuff like that. I don't go to Chuck E. Cheese often. I take that. I don't know. Anyway, not allowed to go there.
Dude, they have good pizza. Like everybody says the pizza sucks, but I think the pizza's pretty damn good there. All right.
Yeah, like I'm just me and Danny sitting in the corner. It's
it's just like fucking pizza's great.
Pizza.
Can't wait for that kid to get off of the get off of the Guitar Hero.
Get the fuck off the Guitar Hero.
You're missing all the notes anyway.
I want to play.
Easy. Is that your kid? Fucking do away with him.
You know what? That would be so cool. Let's just go to a Chuck E. Cheese and then just walk up and just start talking to random kids, and people will start clearing out. You know, people are like, oh, you know, I'm like, oh, the game's, you guys are done playing?
I don't want to talk to them. I just want to push them off the rides.
Yeah.
And then it's my turn to play.
The, oh, shoot, I forget where I was going with that. Most modern, more Dave & Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese and stuff like that. I'm starting to see a lot of Fruit Ninja, which is just one big touch screen, which is,
big phone,
first off,
big phone.
super fucking lazy. Okay. 50 cents to play an iPad or an iPhone game where I just do this a lot. You know, I mean, the first time playing it was fun, but I'm just like, I'm getting swindled right now. Like, you could play the same, and then not only that, but the Temple Runner games. Like, remember that game Temple Run where you just have to go left, right, jump, duck, and it's just 4 directions?
Yeah.
That they had just had a roller ball, and you just go left, right, up, down, and it's on a 16:9 screen, but it's flipped vertically, just like a giant tablet. And I'm like, are they really having us play phone games on a bigger screen for 50 cents?
Do you know which one of those I do appreciate, though?
Flappy Bird?
Flappy Bird.
Flappy
yeah, because you
fucking
can't
bird.
get that shit.
Do you know how much money that guy was making at the peak? It was just this one. First off, you can make that game in like 10 lines of code. And so he made the game, he put it out there, and because he put ads on it, he was making, I think at the peak, $50,000 a month. And because he was getting, I think, hit up so much about it and stuff like that, it drove him crazy that he ended up just like pulling it from the store.
He pulled it from the store. I heard he like that might be just the rumor.
These might be myths now.
These are myths. I heard a myth that he just like killed himself because it was just so much, because he was like
he
receiving
went on a mass
like
shooting.
like
Damn it, sorry. When you think about all those birds that died, that technically was one giant mess.
I'm not gonna take $10 from you for that one.
I'm sorry. That was a.
But no, I did. I don't know. I wasn't like big on the internet back then, so I don't know, and I haven't researched it because I don't really care if he did or he didn't. No offense. But you know, if
I don't judge him.
If hey man, some people are overwhelmed by making $50,000 a month.
Yeah,
off of 10 lines of code, and you know, life's very hard.
Yeah, you know, I'm not really. I don't know. Everyone's got their own different thing. You know, everyone's got their own struggle. But yeah, man, if you're making $50,000 a month and you kill yourself, fuck you, dude. Like, I just got it. I just my internet shut off for a day because I forgot to pay the bill, and I'm like, oh shit. So I had to turn it back on, and I'm just like, I'll probably edit that part out. Actually, you know what? No, you know what? I won't. You know what? Because I know he didn't kill himself.
He didn't? Do you know for sure? Let's look it up. We're gonna find out right
so
now.
If he did kill himself, then I'm gonna feel bad.
Find out.
If he didn't, Flappy Bird.
I won't feel as bad, but you know.
Well, he did have a lot of money before he died.
I mean, that's not why.
It's the guy named his name is Dong Nguyen.
Dong Nguyen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creator of Flight of the Birdman, Flappy Bird creator Dong Nguyen speaks out. He's 28. He lives in Vietnam. News of Flappy Bird game creator committing suicide.
Is that real?
Hoax.
Okay. Good. Well, I'm glad.
That's awesome. Good.
I was gonna say, man.
I thought I was gonna have to edit that out. I was like, if that guy did actually kill himself.
No. Yeah, if he didn't,
I was gonna get canceled for him.
You are. I'm canceling you.
Anyway, what else we got?
I mean, I did say your name when I was like, let's do it this. Logan Miles is out of here. Double XP.
It's gonna be
with Danny Flores
XP, man.
In the spirit of Logan Miles. Yeah. Nah, man, I feel like that's pretty good. End it with some flappy talk. You know, I honestly think he made so much money off of that because like, dudes just like to flap their birds anyways. You know.
What about the dude who made Minecraft though?
Oh yeah.
That is a very interesting story. A guy named Notch. He's Swedish or Finnish or one of those Nordic guys. He's one of those guys that like the snow and shit. And so he made Minecraft.
White.
He sold it to Microsoft. I think it was like for $900 million or something like that.
900 million?
Yeah, it may have been even $1 billion actually at the time. So they sold it.
I mean, they might as well round up
Microsoft
at that point.
And stuff. And so apparently, once he sold it, he actually bought one of the nicest mansions in LA. Have you ever heard of some of these crazy parties? Now, this was actually a couple years ago, but like Post Malone would go to, all these celebrities would go to it and stuff like that. These were actually thrown by Notch. He would have a bunch of people at his place and stuff. And when you follow him on Twitter, he
were these
like
parties
really cool
top notch?
No, well, these are like just big, like huge celebrity parties. Yeah, I mean, so sorry, I just I don't know why I have you on it. You know what? I am gonna kill myself. You try doing this by yourself. No, but what's fascinating, and this is actually fascinating with a lot of people when you see people go from nothing to becoming super, super rich very quickly, is that you could see that, like, when you make that much money and you're suddenly just done, it's like you have nothing to do.
You just have fun?
You have fun, but after a while, you don't have that meaning. And, like, I remember seeing on Reddit, someone posted, like, a screenshot of one of his he apparently was in a bad place as well. After this, you know, he may have had some issues with some things and stuff like that. It wasn't really, like, it's not all sunshine and rain. Basically, the whole point of what I'm saying is that even though he made $900 million, I think from what I gathered, he's lost some of these more deeper existential things that money just can't satisfy. And on Reddit one time I saw one of these posts where the guy was like, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? And he replied back, like 480 micrograms. And we're like, oh, if he's talking about acid, that's like 50 hits. That's a lot of tabs. So if you're doing that much acid, you're probably like really just like I don't know. I mean, like, imagine having all of the issues. Like, when you suddenly have an enormous amount of money, almost every problem is answered, which sounds like it's a great idea, but when you have nothing else to do and literally nothing to like it can really fuck up some people.
Yeah, dude.
But still,
I can't wait to be fucked up.
Yeah. I can't wait to go on mass shooting. Never. Anyway, I'm gonna have to keep on just deleting all those. I think that's about it. But
yeah.
Anyway, anything else?
No, I feel like this was good. I've been meaning to watch that Sonic trailer, you know. And
do you want to watch it next week and then do a review?
Let's fucking do it. I'm down. Let's go. We'll get into the cinematography, the lighting.
Yeah. You know what? No, here's the thing. I love Jim Carrey. And literally, like I said before, Jim Carrey could shit on the sidewalk and I'd be like, babe, we got to get tickets. We got to get tickets. For this one, I was like, but after seeing that again,
let's check it out.
This movie definitely leans in on him a lot.
If there's anything that you guys take with you from this episode, is that
don't kill yourself.
And watch Jim Carrey.
And don't do mass shootings.
Don't.
And also don't play League of Legends because it can...
It's a time sink.
It is a very
I'm still going to watch the pro games, though, because I do watch the...
Do you stay up to date on like the esports of all the main big players?
Yeah, like of League of Legends.
I'm not judging you, by the way. I'm actually getting into it.
What?
Like esports and stuff like that.
Yeah, I watched the League of Legends like pro scene.
Because
I like it.
I don't know. I went to my first Overwatch match like about a year ago, and I was like, maybe not Overwatch, but like I could totally see myself getting into a good Counter-Strike match.
Counter-Strike match.
Yeah, we're hitting about an hour. Counter-Strike match. But no, really, like really good technique, like some of that like
like this, the swivel stuff.
Yeah, you know.
They do like the Twitch shoot. They're just like,
I don't know how to.
And then somebody dies. You know, they do the Twitch where they're like looking straight and then they go, dead.
I think that's an aimbot.
No, that's how good they are. They're better than an aimbot. Aimbots are less accurate than pro Counter-Strike players.
Really?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, okay. I was really like, oh wow.
But I mean, maybe because
you
like
literally almost lied to me.
pro Counter-Strike players know like the specific walls to shoot through.
Oh yeah, there are these moments where people can like lines of sight where players will pass, and people just line up and just wait, and they just start shooting, and people will go through it. Yeah. I mean, the amount of muscle memory that goes in. Anyway, I'm not going to go into a whole Counter-Strike technique match. It's been an hour.
That's another talk,
folks. You guys have gave us your hour today. Thanks a lot for staying with us. Anything else you want to leave them with, Danny?
No.
So, I'm gonna watch Sonic for next week. We're gonna deconstruct it, compare it to its more Stanley Kubrick-esque influences. It might be more of a Clockwork Orange, or maybe Eyes Wide Shut. We never know. We'll find out next week. And then what else is that? That's it. Have a good day. Make sure you guys go to church and no, actually, I don't know. It's just do whatever you guys got to do. Stay safe, have fun, don't drink. I'm not gonna go to church. Call your parents, tell them you love them. Yeah. Eat your vegetables. What else? Brush your teeth.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram.
_XP_.
Or I think if you just search XP, it might be
at _XP_.
Or if you go to XPI.Villain.Digital.
Wait, why is there an I?
Because that's the subdomain for the Instagram. Okay, so why
didn't you put an IG?
I should have done that. I could do IG. So if you go to, we have this weird URL that I wanted to do, and now it's overly confusing where people might not know how to do it. So if you want to go to XP's YouTube page, go to XP, the letter Y, .Villain.Digital. You go to the YouTube page. If you want to go to our Spotify page, you go to XP, the letter S, .Villain.Digital. And now after tonight, if you go to XPI or IG.Villain.Digital, it'll be a redirect that'll go to our Instagram page. So follow us there. We'll post some stuff, and we'll occasionally do giveaways where we'll say nice things to people. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night. See you later.